Look, man, we just got money and messages explaining what to do and when to do it. We never got a who or why.
I don't believe you.
I swear to you, dude, we didn't even meet the middleman except on Mars once. And we never even learned his name, let alone the head honchos. Only info I've got for you is that our next meeting is in 2 weeks. That's all I know.
Fine. That's all you've got, right?
Yeah, I could be useful in other ways.
Hey guys, Space Marine 658 here, and I'm here to bring you the next episode in our Aurora Let's Play. It's episode 9 this time, and I actually had some really good advice from the Discord channel. Let me pop that up. So, apparently we've had a pretty easy solution to the mineral crisis right underneath our nose. So if we go in here and just do with minerals, and then go to Venus, as you can see, it's got the duranium we need, it's got the corundium we need, and it's in 0.4 instead of 0.1, and it's significantly closer. It also has a bunch of other stuff. Now, we do already have automated mines here. Let me go to this. And it's being shipped off faster than it can stockpile. The issue is that it's not producing nearly enough. 832 is quite a bit, but I mean, when we're using, let me take a look at Earth. When we're using 106 and we currently have no stockpile, I mean, it's just the lag time it takes to get here. We're just always going to be stuck at 0. And that duranium will be really handy too, because we're starting to run out on our stockpile. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some redirecting of our efforts and get some of that stuff sent to Venus instead. Now, we are still going to keep our colony on Leland. Sorry, I need a drink there. Because there's still some handy stuff here, and while this isn't necessarily the most useful minerals, having an exoplanetary colony would definitely be a pretty high priority for this hemp government, because they're going to be really focused on, exploring and expanding the human race and kind of protecting the bread basket that is humanity. So taking a look, we still have a shortage. We're probably going to let them keep moving infrastructure just to keep the cap going up a bit. And actually, let me look at Mars. Sorry, I keep closing that when I should be going here. Let's see. So right now we're adding water vapor. We actually have completely dropped off all the water vapor, so it still needs to add more to it to get this hydrographic extent up. But the water is getting better. It was like 0.98, I think, last time I checked. So it is improving. And then we'll have to focus on the other effects over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go grab our fleets of freighters. We'll let the infrastructure keep going. Mines, yes. So this is one of the ones we'll probably stop. Let me just see what all... And then these are... So what were they doing? They were transferring... Yes, they were going to transfer minerals back and forth. Now, since we don't need them to do that currently, a better use for them until that is ready to start transferring is going to be moving some mines to Leland. So while we've got a second, refuel, resupply, load installation. Let's look for some more automated mines. Yes, there we go. Load automated mines. Go to Venus. Unload all installations, and then loop. Alright, so how often do we want to do this? So this will carry, they can carry 4 mines each trip. Let me do a little calculator math. I want to make sure I don't go overboard on the automated mines. So for each trip, let's do, I want to say 25 and do 100 mines there. That would double our production, but that doesn't feel like enough But we do only have, I think, 180 something on Earth. So yeah, let's just start with that. So we've already got 1 set, so we'll do 24 more. Repeat orders. That's actually going to be insanely quick because this ship it's a pretty large ship. They can travel pretty fast, so they're going to move that quite quickly. So we'll be able to make sure, double check on my math. Because I think automated mines, it doesn't actually tell you how much they weigh, but I'm pretty sure that will fit. Let's check on Earth. So we're producing more regular mines, which is something we're probably going to want to stop doing because, I mean, regular mines are great for planets with people on them, but I think we don't necessarily need regular mines currently. You know, let's let them finish out these 2 mines. And they'll get done almost instantaneously. Like that's like 5 days. And then let's build some more automated mines so that we can probably get more moved to Venus. They cost more than regular mines, but until we get Venus set up to handle people, which I don't know if we want to do necessarily soon because that's a Venusian world and that's a bit more difficult to colonize and to have people on infrastructure-wise. So we'll focus first on automated and then figure out later on if we want to do something a little bit more succinct with that. Do some terraforming, maybe and get at least a little bit better for infrastructure, even if not fully terraformed. What I'll do is I'll create this. So when it finishes this in 5 days, it'll move on to this. But all right, let's let a few days pass just to kind of see. Yeah, of course, still coronium shortages. More minerals detected. Oh, sorium, 13 million at 0.9. That's really good in loot, and that system's looking pretty good. Speaking of which, I want to check the civilian mining because someone pointed out to make sure they're pointing at Earth, which it looks like they... Oh, this one is not. Thank you. That one is. That one is not. So it looks like these new ones are not pointed at Earth. Okay. Because I had pointed a bunch of them, I think, before at Earth, and then some of them have automatically pointed at Earth because of the AI making that decision. But yeah, make sure to thank Retrograde Vector because he has been really helpful with advice in the series because this is very different from the last time I played. So it's really nice to have somebody that knows what they're doing to remind me of some of the things I need to remember to do. All right. So yeah, they move 8 automated mines here. This is not the most handy planet, but this is going to help a lot, having a lot more here on Venus. We'll have to keep an eye, too, on the total stockpile, because if this gets to be too high, like if it starts building up, we can add another mass driver there, and that will actually help move more stuff. 'Cause I think there's a certain amount of material they can move at any one time. But having that moving from Venus, though, putting more stuff on Venus is definitely going to help in the long run. Let's put up to 30 days. There we go. Now we got some more stuff done. More coronium shortages. Done some more research. Production started of automated mines. Awesome. New jump point detected at Barnard Star. Another new jump point. Some more AI stuff going on. Mostly we're waiting. Oh, I didn't get the... Oh, yeah, no, still got coronium shortage. Okay. Which makes sense because we are trying to produce automated mines. Neutronium has been exhausted. Another maintenance failure, but nothing too crazy. Still just waiting. Yeah, not too worried about most of this. New shields and shield generator size. More maintenance stuff. New mineral deposit. Nothing too crazy. Alright, there is a whole bunch of research completed. So it looks like we got a larger focal size, meson armor retardation. So now our armor is better at deflecting meson beams, or meson beams. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce that. And then Gauss cannon launch velocity. Awesome. So we should have some spare research. Let's look at, do we want to improve terraforming rate? I think so. It's expensive, but honestly, this is going to help us a lot with, terraforming Mars and stuff. And that's, not too bad. A year and a month. I mean, honestly, that's pretty decent considering how expensive that was. Alright, so let's take a look at Mars real quick while we've passed some time. Just kind of get an idea of how quickly it's changing. So now we're pumping in the water vapor. We got up to 4%. It's going to take a little while because, we don't have a whole lot of stuff here. We will want to look at our terraforming ship after we finish terraforming Mars and see if maybe we can upgrade it. Getting the faster... Oh, there's some more research done, actually. Looks like tracking speed. But getting faster terraforming rate does help, but it's not the end-all, be-all. Having more pure modules helps just as well. Alright, so it's all pretty expensive. Let's go for some more meson stuff. I know it's not necessarily, the AI is not going to use a ton of meson beams or anything, but it's nice to have these scientists working on that kind of stuff that's not going to take very long and just getting it out of the way. In fact, we're going to grab that and add some more stuff to... that's too expensive. Particle beams. We could research a little bit into particle beams. They're not necessarily the most useful, but having a variety of weapons never hurt. Let's add a few of these cheap ones to the queue because they're only going to take a month or two because we understand so much tech and they have such a good high rate of research. We'll just do a bunch of these really cheap ones just to get them out of the way. Because then, if something happens and we want to use one of those systems, it's nice to have them at least a little bit leveled up. I'm going to add a few more things here to the queue to some of these guys as they get finished with a lot of their current stuff. We are grinding through this tech tree real fast, which is kind of the goal. Humanity, at least in my opinion, would very much push hard for these sort of research techs to try and prepare themselves for whatever may come. I guess we'll start researching some missile tech. This all low-level stuff. Might as well get a lot of this researched out of the way. We probably won't use too many missiles. If anything, we might use some anti-missile missiles because they are pretty powerful. But I'm not too worried about using a whole bunch of them. We'll do a bit more speccing into construction production with this queue. Grab them as well and do that. That's a little more spread out. Better construction rate, not that we necessarily need it. Logistics, here we go. Advanced cargo shells will be handy to have, and then some more boat stuff, boat bays and all that. Cryogenic transports. Ordnance transfer system. Alright, so that's most of these have some spare. One thing I might do is sort by date. Whoever's the fastest. So the meson armor, we're going to take a couple of guys off of you because we're not too worried about you getting done soon. And let's go take a look at ground combat because this is something we have very little spec into. So getting some more research done here would be pretty handy. For example, troop boarding bay and drop bays are definitely pretty handy things to have. So let's see, we have 15. Let's, dang, they've got a huge bonus, but only 9 labs. I think we'll go with that anyways, because we have so few labs anyways. So this will allow us to create 2 different things running at the same time. Let's go for a standard bay, and then we'll grab this person. Great project. And then we're going to grab them and just add a few things to the queue. So we definitely want construction equipment because that'll allow us to build defenses. And we'll add a few of these abilities. These essentially allow you to have, you're basically less penalties when you're in these kind of fighting environments. So it's nice to have a few of those mixed in. We'll grab a few of these for fighters. We'll grab a heavy vehicle. We'll go back to the other ground unit. We're kind of bouncing back and forth, and then do some more capability stuff. Alright, and we'll leave the rest for there. That'll get us some of that stuff ground out. Alright. So, now let's take a look at Venus again. We've got 200 mines there. We are producing enough that we're starting to stockpile, which that's good. We'll probably send over another mass driver here soon. So that means our fleet should be done then, right? Or at least close to done. Okay, so they're done. So we're going to take this transfer fleet. We are going to go to Earth, refuel, resupply, and we're going to load some more automated mines. But before we do that, let's load one mass driver. So they'll load one mass driver and then load the rest as much as you can fit. Oh, yeah, we can't loop this, so let's just do that. One mass driver, and then go to Venus, unload all installations, go back to Earth, refuel, resupply, and then we'll pick this back up. We'll actually send a message. That way I remember to actually do this. Load mines for Venus. Most handy tool ever. That's something that I think all 4X games should add, is ability to send message when fleets and stuff go places. For some games, it's not too big a deal, but games like this, it is so handy to be able to send yourself a message and say, hey, your thing's finished. And it looks like we actually finished a geo survey on the land. So let's actually take a look at that. So it's this one we completed the ground survey. Did anything improve? Yes. So the deposit of tritanium has been found. Additional deposits of boronide, increasing the amount. And that's about it. So nothing too great. Unfortunately, mostly just slightly more minerals, but no improvement in accessibility. So what we're going to do then is take our transport fleet, which is right here. They are going to auto route to the land. Go to, is it land 33? Yeah. They're going to pick up that unit and go deposit it off over here. Unload all ground units. And then auto route back to Sol, Earth, refuel, resupply. Okay. So that way they can move them from planet to planet and they might get a bit better. Because I believe here on Earth, here in Sol system, every planet is already considered ground-based surveyed. Yeah. Yeah, even the things that the civilians are on are surveyed. It's just not some of these, like this one has high potential, which in fact, does it have any accessibility? Yeah, the issue with this one is it's like that other one. There's not a lot of accessibility. There's a bit for boronide and morandite and uridium, which are things we need, but not in high enough amounts. Even if it says high, I don't know there's much else we're going to find. It'll be nice to survey once and that one doesn't even need it. It'll be nice to survey that place once we decide that we're going to go out there. But until then, it's kind of a waste of time until we're ready to move out into that system. All right. So we've now need to load some more automated mine. And of course, we've got a shortage of coronium. We actually haven't gotten that pop-up, I don't think, last time. So maybe we're starting to resolve it a bit. So let's grab this fleet, Earth, load installation, automated mines, go to Venus, unload all installations, and then go back to Earth, refuel, resupply, and loop. And we're going to want another 200 of that, so another 24. And repeat. Now, on Earth, we're actually going to be running pretty low on automated mines, but we don't have many minerals here anyways, so I'm not necessarily that concerned. The only thing I'm really worried about right now is sorium, because I know that our sorium amount is starting to go down. I know we do have some fuel in reserve. I think I can see it here. Yeah. So we have a decent amount of fuel reserves. But I think our next focus after we clear up the coronium shortage is going to be getting rid of the sorium depletion, just because while it's not an issue now, I don't want it to be an issue in the future. And then let's look at alert. I was going to look here. Automated mines. Yeah. We only have 88 of them currently. Not 200 like I thought. But the ships will probably take all 88. Unfortunately, that means we're not going to have enough coronium to actually finish building the automated mines. But they'll keep working at it, and we'll just have to resend the ships with more automated mines. Alright. Carry on. Some more civilian stuff and automated mines. Xeno Team's transport is back. Alright. There we go. Yep, so they're unable to load automated mines now. So we have run out. So what we're going to tell them to do is just remove all orders. Go to Earth, refuel, resupply, and just kind of sit around and wait. Actually, wait. Let me look at Venus. Make sure that they're still shipping everything off. Okay, so Venus still has a stockpile. So I'm actually going to send those ships instead of to Earth refuel resupply, because they probably already have done that. Let's just go straight to Venus, load all minerals, then go to Earth and unload all minerals. And we'll just do that a couple of times and just let them. If they don't, I mean, if they take them all in one trip, whatever. But if we can at least get, nope. Did I not select it right? Oh, whoops. Go to Earth. Unload all minerals. Then go to Venus. Load all minerals. There we go. And then repeat this a few times. So unloading on Earth. I think I set it to load on Earth and then unload and then not load on Venus. Well, it says unable to load from Venus. Did it get it all on the first try? That might have. Yeah, so they drained it all on the first try, which means that they probably don't have nearly enough stockpile for them to really get much. I don't even know if I can see what's in their cargo. But, alright, so it also might just be that second. There we go. Nope, wrong button. Remove all. It might also just be that they already launched it all with the mass drivers, so we'll have to let them sit there and wait until we get something else. Yeah, we're still having coronium shortages, unfortunately. This is going to be most of... Let's see, coronium. Yeah, we're still having... Yeah, I don't think we can do a whole lot. Just slowing this down. Do we have any more automated mines built? Yeah, so they built 7 more. That's not really a whole lot. Retrograde vector exceeded deployment time. Uh-oh. That was pretty quick. So let's keep sending orders. Auto route back to Sol. Go to Earth. Refuel resupply. And begin overhaul. Oh, whoops. So remove all. Auto route back to Sol. And then go to Earth. Refuel resupply. Alright. Yeah, because they're in Lutan. Still trying to look everything over. We're going to have to build the new survey ships probably soonish and up their deployment time, because I don't think 5 years was enough. It's pretty close, but not quite enough. Alright, they completed all these. Let's make sure, see if there's any more. Okay, yeah, some more research getting done. Terraforming rate, research done, which that's good. Let's look at that. We're going to go for that again. Because while it's expensive, it's something that's very handy to have, especially as we're terraforming on Mars. Let's actually take a look at that real quick. Mars environments. Alright. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit. Still just adding to it. Fortunately, this coronium shortage is really slowing everything down. Let us take a look at Venus. We got almost 300. It's building up. It's just taking a while to, unfortunately, build up. Is there a way? Let me see. We already have a planetary governor. Do we have a sector governor? Let's go civilian admin. Any of these be handy? Population sectors. No, we don't really have anything available. Earth's already got somebody. Let's go admin rank 10. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's no way we can put anyone else on there. Let's see. And then retrograde's good at construction, colony administration, production, terraforming, wealth creation, logistics. The terraforming, I think, is why we chose them as the governor of Earth. Which actually would make a bit more sense to have them as the governor of Mars, right? Because that would speed up Mars's terraforming. Is there any benefit he gets? Construction, maybe, or logistics. Actually, wealth creation is pretty good too. It might be better to swap him with Harry, because, well, the mining's not very useful. In fact, mining would be better on Venus. So, let's see. Let's go to fun. Do we not have anyone on Venus? Let's go to Harry. Signed to Venus. Okay. So we signed him to Venus. That mining might actually help Venus a bit. I think the population growth is what we want on Mars, but we're not too worried about population growth right now. And then what we're going to do is go to Mars and say, retrograde, you are assigned to Mars. Oh, we have to select retrograde, then select Mars and say, you're assigned to Mars. Because your terraforming has got to be a bit better, a bit handier there. And then for Earth, what would even be handy for Earth? Don't know if there's anything that's necessarily that handy for Earth to have other than construction, but even that's not necessarily the most handy. Because, I mean, we're not trying to produce things any faster because we're too worried about having the minerals. So, alright. So Venus will get the better mining officer, right? Yeah, because we gave Henry. So 20% bonus. That's quite a bit better. Let me make sure there's not anyone better. Yeah, no, he's the best. I figured. And then Bethany's shortly after, but... Alright. So we'll let him go there, and that'll probably help a bit. Retrograde vector. Yeah, we're not worried about your standing orders. We're still trying to get you. Oh, that's the Wilco's also having issues with the standing orders. I think that's because they completed. The Wilco completed all the stuff in their system. So, Let's take a look. Yeah, you're good. You just got brought back recently, I think, but your deployment time is going up pretty high. So yeah, we'll take you back to Earth before we send you anywhere else. Auto route, Sol, Earth, refuel, resupply, and then overhaul. Alright. Still got mineral shortage, research completed to microwave focusing. What I'll do is I'll take the rest of these guys and just dump them into terraforming rate. I'm not too worried about finishing much else. Whoa, it's a lot of research done. Shield regeneration, they starting cloak, finished extreme temperature, starting fighter, finished maintenance production rate, starting mining production, finished troop transport, boarding base, standard small and very small, and then started construction equipment. I think that was these two just finished because this one finished, so we can time forward. Yeah. Maintenance support per facility. Retrograde vector. So let's keep saying that. Are you not at Earth? Let me see. Retrograde vector. No, it says you're at Earth. It says you're not overhauling though. So did you finish? Still says your deployment time's high. Go to Earth. Okay. Oh, shoot. Did we run into that cap again where we don't have enough? I think we ran into the cap again where we don't quite have enough support facilities for all the ships that we have currently in fleet, in orbit. One thing I will do is say... actually, let's look. Let's see. Cargo shuttles 10. Yeah, so we'll want to add another 10 there. This says that we can handle 455,000 tons of naval shipyard. Oh, wait, that's capacity. Where is the repair slash... Well, I don't see it. Let's just expand it because I know we're going to need to soon anyways. So put 10 on here and we'll put you at what, like 10%. So create. And then we need more support. Maintenance facilities. Maintenance facilities. We got currently 200. See, this says we have plenty of this. That's why I'm confused. I don't feel like I need to add any more maintenance facilities. Maybe I might just need more cargo shells because I can't move it quick enough or something, which wouldn't be the first time. In fact, I'm going to put that to 90, so it makes it even 100, and then drop 10 off of research facilities because honestly, we have plenty of research as is, and we'll just up tier that so it's in there, and that'll get done. That's going to take quite a while, which makes me think I might have overdone it a bit. But having more cargo shuttles isn't necessarily the worst thing. How expensive are cargo shuttles stations? They don't use the mineral we're worried about, so that's good. That is a little expensive, so maybe I'll drop it down to 50 instead of 90, so we'll only go up by 40. Modify. There we go. Alright, still some mineral shortage, some research is done in some cloaking stuff. Some more civilian stuff getting completed. Inactive labs, okay. So we'll, these are full. Add one there, that'll fill it up. And then we add one there. And then put the new ones on let's just sort by date. Got the latest one. There we go. Sign in. Alright, some more research into orbital mining diameter. There we go. DeWilco has completed shore leave. I think that means they're still overhauling though. Deployed, yeah. So their maintenance is fine. Oh yeah, I was looking at the wrong one. So that's 4, that's 1.3. Yeah, so the DeWilco is pretty much golden. They're good to go. So we're going to send them back. Auto route. Bernard Star. Oh, I guess they're still overhauling technically. Okay, so they overhauling too. See, it's weird. It's the retrograde vector is also overhauling. But I think because they're both overhauling and they require a lot of minerals and stuff, that it's going one at a time. So it's currently doing the DeWilco, which has gone down in maintenance necessary. Yeah, it's going to be completed here soon. So I think it actually... Well, wait, it came here second, so it's weird that it did it first. But as long as it's working, then that's all we care about. So we'll give it some more time. There we go. DeWilco has completed overhaul. And then commercial magazine stuff being completed. Alright, so we're going to send the DeWilco back out. So let's go. Auto route out to Barnard Star. And then they'll carry out their mission from there. And then we'll grab the retrograde vector because it's still throwing me a weird error. And just say go to Earth. Begin overhaul. Yeah, so the DeWilco's throwing the error now, which means that the retrograde is not... Oh, it's actually throwing it at Bernard Star. So did it actually finish? Let's take a look at Bernard Star real quick. Yeah, so it's got everything at Bernard Star. There's not a whole lot here, so we'll jump through the jump point. Because I think... let me see what... Yeah, that's everything. So, grab the DeWilco. And let's jump to this first unexplored one and take a look around. Let's turn this down and jump a shorter period of time. He's going to go to Lagrange point 2 and then boom, through. Ooh, this has a lot of comets. Not a lot else going on though. Basically a comet and it's a binary star system, if I'm reading that map right, and no planets. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So actually, while I'm thinking about it, because the other system might be a bit more interesting, let's take this, remove all, go back to Barnard Star Standard Transit, and then go through this unexplored jump point. Just because that might be a bit more, there might be a bit more useful stuff there. So we can get through here. Okay, this has at least got a few planets. Nothing great. Lagrange points. Oh wait, actually, orange's Lagrange points are jump points. So that other system literally has, shoot, which one was it? You jump from Bernard Star. That was Sirius. So Lumen. Oh, one too high. Lumen. There we go. So yeah, this has 2 stars, I think, right? And then no planets. Okay, so that is a star. It's just weirdly colored. It must be orange. Yeah, so this has a star here. It's different color. Let's take a look at this. Ooh. Yeah, not a whole lot. Lumen has, nothing other than the stars. And then I think we're going to look at Draconis. Draconis has quite a bit that's unexplored. I think that's where we're going to send the retrograde vector next, because that's basically one of the few places we haven't explored that we've gone through the jump point. Because that's what we were doing at first, was going through jump points just to try and find a bunch of jump points. So we'll probably send them up here and have them check it out. Oh, actually, it was the Deboko that found this and then just went on to finish looking at this first. So we'll send somebody up here. There's not a whole lot left to look here. I think Luton will finish that off with the retrograde vector and then see how we feel about that next. So more research going on. Ordnance production, missile launcher rates. Oh. So there we go. Finished something big in research, or somebody died, one or the other. It looks like somebody died, so let's grab this. Get them, create project. And terraforming rate, there we go. Yeah, that'll get done in decent time. So we'll drop the spare off on salvage module. Alright. So I think that's going to be it for this episode. Nothing too exciting. Mostly just trying to get some more automated mines built on Earth. 29. So actually I'm going to send another shipment, or a few shipments actually. Oops, wrong button. A few shipments with the LA Sol. Refuel, resupply, load installation, automated mines, go to Venus, unload all installations, and then try to get as many of these things there as you can. 9, because I'm not sure exactly how many they've done so far, but I mean, we're building up enough, so we'll send them a few times. So before we end this episode, because this hasn't been a very exciting episode, I'm going to do something a little more fun here at the end, and we're going to design our first battleship. So this is going to be a big, bulky, heavy fighter, sort of based off of the old school World War II battleships. Not like, because most modern navies don't have actual battleships anymore. I mean, you don't need a big, heavy ship to go out in combat. But I'd like to think that, especially with the concentration of manpower that can be had in a battleship, that a space navy would be more focused on something like that, because it can be a bit better protected. You're not too worried about losing a lot of minerals in one go, because you want something that's very well protected. So with that, we're going to focus on something that's going to be big and bulky and heavy, but not too big. We don't want to go overboard and crazy. So let's actually look at first our shipyards. Oops. Let's see. So our biggest naval shipyard is 100,000, which that's pretty big. I think that's pretty fair size to have a battleship. I'd probably want it close to 150,000, at least early on. But I think I can live with 100,000. 100,000 seems pretty doable. So let's start off with engines. Definitely want to make sure we got a decently powered engine. We want to build our engine just because we're going to build something pretty generic that we can mass produce. So we're going to go to engines. We got our new tech. We're not too worried about fuel consumption. So for now, we'll leave it at even 1. We'll up the engine power later if we want to. Fuel consumption's there. Thermal reduction, we're not worried about. Engine size. So the smaller the size, the faster the fuel consumption, but I believe it's the same EP, or is it less EP? Okay, so the EP does go down. So this mostly just impacts the amount of power you want in each individual engine. Well, since we're going to build quite a few of these, we're probably not too worried about engine size, although we can go pretty large, right? How many tons is that? 5,000 tons. I don't want that big of an engine, because I'd like to keep our engines at a pretty decent speed, but not too insanely large, so we can put these in smaller ships. So let's see. Let's make this maybe a 1,500 ton engine. This still gives us a lot of power compared to our previous ones. So let's see, EP, yeah. So almost double the power of the ion drive for quite a bit of fuel use per hour. But, I mean, that's still not too bad. So, alright, this is this is a military magneto plasma drive with an engine power of 480, a fuel per hour of 138. I don't care about the 0.56 with how high that is of fuel usage. You mostly care about the most significant bit. And that's not really that important at this point. And then its weight is 1.5 tons. So yeah, as you can see, the 3 tons, so double the size engine, has half the power of the ion drive. This is half the size and double the power, but it's way higher amount of fuel usage. That's part of the exponential growth in fuel usage. This is partly why I'm worried about fuel in the future, but it's nothing we have to worry about quite yet. And as far as the company name, I think I'm going to pick somebody random from the Discord, because I think we have a new person in the Discord. We'll grab a rando. Actually, thinking about it, now I just saw his name. Since we got rid of that fleet named after Zero Silver, we're going to give him his own engine. This is Zero Silver Engines Incorporated. Alright, and we will... Okay, I got that on. Instant this. And then we're going to add... Oh, gotta refresh tech. Alright, and I need to make sure I have a wide view on. Oh, yes, and I need to create a class. Probably would be helpful to create a class for this. Since this is going to be a battleship, we're going to go with that. And then we're going to new ship class. This is the... let's rename class. So this is going to be the... Let's go for a specific name. Something interesting. This is the amber-clad series of ships. So yeah, this will be the amber-clad class. And we'll, I think, select name. Here we go. And we're going to go for, let's see, what do we want? Halo ships. Yeah, I think we can just select. Oh, okay, so that's the class. Whoops. So we're going to rename again. Okay. I'll select it later. I guess we have to select it once we've created the class. So now there's a way to select what the ships get called individually. Alright, so let's add this. So we've got one engine, and yeah, look how fast that is. That is pretty intense, all things considered. That is 4 engines. That'll give us some redundancy. Now we'll add more and less depending on, what we need later on. I just want to get at least 4 on here now. This is good for diplomacy ships, not necessarily combat ships. Definitely want some ECM. Let's say, let's put on 3 ECM for now, and then some ECCM. Let's add 3 of those. We want to improve damage control, because this is going to be a battleship. We'll put 2 on here. 2 damage control units. Not worried about cryogenics. Command and control. So with this allows us to have backups and such. So we're going to have a bridge. We already have one. Whoops. We have auxiliary control, a CIC, flag bridge, main engineering, primary... Oh, wait. No, we don't need the primary flag control. That's right, because that is useful for if you're having a carrier. And we're not worried about science department either. But the rest of these are all good for combat ships. They give some bonuses, some passive ones. Not necessarily worried about cargo shuttle bay or cargo hold. We're going to want new ASS and new beam fire controls. So let me just make sure I'm keeping up on time. Yeah, I am. Okay, good. Engineering. We definitely want some engineering spaces. At least a couple of these guys. Now, this is a battleship, so we're not too worried about like long maintenance life. The big thing you want to keep an eye on is, in fact, we don't need that many engineering spaces. The big reason why you want a few is a decent amount of maintenance is because when you get into combat, of course, you have to repair your ship. Each time you get into combat, that eats away at your ship's maintenance supplies. So, yeah. So, and then we'll want some sensors and such. So, let's design some of that tech now while we've got a chance. Let me think. What do we want first? Let's go for ASS. So, we want our maximums on all these. And then, so we're going to want a few different kinds for the battleship because we're going to want point defense, and then we're going to want some longer range ship to ship sort of sensors. So for the longer range, we're mostly going to be looking for maybe 5,000 to 10,000 tons. I'll stray to the smaller side just to be safe. And are we worried about electronic hardening? Yes, but not necessarily that much. Let me see. How much does it add? Okay, that doesn't... What does it affect? Okay, it's mostly just RP costs and then cost of materials and build costs. Okay, so I'm going to go for max hardening, and this will be a search sensor. So as far as sensor size, so let's see, 5,000 ton object or larger, it can see out to 39 million kilometers. That's a decent size. It wouldn't be a bad idea to be able to see a bit farther, but I don't know if it's necessarily... Maybe go double for 2. Because our longest range weapons aren't going to be much further, but being able to see further is handy, but you don't want to go too large because then you can draw too much attention to yourselves. So let's go for, we'll go for 7. That's 100 million kilometers. That's way beyond anything we'll need. If I'm doing the math right. I'm not crazy, right? Let's look across Seoul. Shift. We're not gonna need that far, but as we go here, that's billion. That's 5 billion. So maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Maybe we need a larger sensor or a better resolution. No, I do want to keep being able to see 5,000 tons because while that's a pretty small ship, it's large enough to do some decent harm. Well, no, most of what we're going to be looking for is like 10,000 ton. Larger enemy ships that are like combat worthy. Alright, so I've done some more thinking, and I think I was overthinking it a bit. I was thinking about reaching a sensor all across the Sol system, and that's kind of ridiculous. So I've set it back to 10, and this is plenty of distance. Hell, we can see small FAC-like craft at like 100,000 kilometers, which is pretty dang close. So we're going to set this up. This is going to be our active search sensor. Let's see, sensor sync of, I don't really care about most of this, 0.5k tons, res of 200, 200 versus a 10,000 ton object. Actually, it's not resolution 200. Resolution 200 is just What I want is 158 million kilometers at a 10,000 ton object. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. So then we'll give it a company name. So it's Finchbull. Instant. So we'll have refresh tech. A couple of these guys. These are search sensors. So since this is a battleship, it's kind of handy to have a few of these because if one or two go down, you want to have backups. So we're going to have 4 of these on here to make sure that we can see the actual targets as they get close. What else do we need to design? We need to design some thermal sensors. Let's see. Thermal sensors. And again, we don't need to go too overboard. We want enough that we can see out there, but yeah, like that's quite a bit of range. And it's not too heavy. I mean, this is a battleship, so we want to be able to see pretty far. And I'm not too worried about naming this one anything crazy. We'll just go for the same thing we did last time. And then it's a TH10. Actually, we don't even need that. We just need to know that it's 500 tons with a range of 82.92 million kilometers. And it's, yeah, we already got that. So let's do company name. And there we go. Instant this guy. All right. And then refresh check. Pop him in there. We'll pop 2 just because, of course, it's redundancy. It's a battleship. Always got to make sure it's redundant. All right. And then I think now we just need to make some weapons and some shield generators. So let's start with that. We're going to want some shield generators with our newest shields, newest rate. Now size. Let's see. What sort of shield strength do we want? I mean, we don't want to go overboard in size, but having big, strong shields is also handy. So we'll go for 20 size. It's 1,000 tons. That seems pretty reasonable to me to throw a few of these guys on there. So we're going to call these are E shields. Strength 85. Recharge rate of 40. Oh, that's something I didn't think about. What's the recharge time on the size? How much does that affect it? It does affect a decent amount. But you don't recharge during combat. So I'm not too worried about having a longer recharge time. E-shield. Shield strength 85. 85. Recharge rate of 40. Recharge time of 637. And then 1K size. And then company name. And then instant that. Alright. So now we'll have some shield generators. So let's go over here. Refresh tech. Throw some shields on here. So with these, how much power do they need? Ooh, pretty expensive power. Alright. So let's go with 4 of these. Big, chunky amount of shields. But we'll probably add some more depending on the size of the ship. Because currently we're still only at 16,000. Let's design some more tech. So for this, let's see, is there anything specific? Power plant would be handy. Because we're gonna need them, but we're gonna need them later on. So, because we don't currently need any power for this. Oh yes, and I definitely need to up the armor on this. We want this to be pretty beefy. If I could go for 30. Because we want this to be pretty heavy. We might even add more to kind of flesh out that as we get it filled up. So, alright. So let's go for some Gauss cannons, because we can use those for some really close range. Anti-missile, PDS, this is the size and accuracy. So basically accuracy drops, but you make it much smaller. We're not too worried about size. So we're just going to go with Gauss. 4 shots. With a rate of fire. 4. LV. 40K. We're not to worry about the rest, and then we'll give it a name. That is one long name. Alright. So we will then insert this. Turret design using this gun. We'll go for the quads. So let's see, our max turret speed, I believe is 10,000. That's what this is, right? Next one's 1250. So yeah, 10,000. Turret armor strength, 5 maybe. Give us a decent amount of hit to kill. What does it do for our weight? Where's our size? So we're at 15. This increases weight quite a bit, but not too bad. I mean, these are turrets. It's not going too crazy. Let's give them like a 10 maybe. Because that's heavy, but not too heavy. Our fire controls can only handle 5,000 currently. So while the turret can go faster than the fire control speed, that doesn't matter too much. It'll be capped at the 5,000. So keep that in mind. Let's see, I think there was a way to up. See if I put it 5,000. Does that help with anything? Not really. Just a little bit on cost and size. I guess if it's maxing out at 5,000 anyways, might as well not waste the extra size. Alright. Yeah, turret version of this, so let's insert that. And then we're going to create actual weapons. So that's just the PD. We're going to throw a few of those on there as sort of last stand kind of weapons. But we're actually going to focus on for our main weapons are lasers. I think we got this all set to the max. We can reduce size but increase the recharge rate. I don't think that's necessarily that much worth it. Let me see how big. Yeah, they're not very big. And then we'll just do a standard mount for this one. We'll probably do a advanced spinal mount for this, since it is a battleship. Well, like one advanced spinal mount laser or something, because that allows it to go up in size. So let's see. We'll call this the X laser. Cut down on that. CRR of 5. Ooh. Standard size. Yeah, it's 500 tons. We'll do 0.5K. Just kind of keep things standardized. And we'll instant that. So these have a decent range, 1.6 million kilometers. So yeah, we'll pop these into a turret. So let's see. Do we care how big a turret? I mean, does it matter too much? I mean, it's only going to help with accuracy, just having more of these firing at once. Yeah, I'm not too worried about size, so we'll also drop this one down to 5K. Give them a company name. They're Clark Precision Arms. Yeah, that's because I didn't give the laser itself an actual name. Instant that. So we'll have some turreted gauze, some turreted lasers. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create another laser, but this time instead of the standard mount, we're going to give it the advanced spinal mount, which allows it to go up 2 times the size. So standard spinal mounts allow you to go up 1 scale. Advanced ones allow you to go up 2. So this thing is going to go double the range and way more damage output at that range. So this one's pretty intense. So research rate 5. And then we're going to say 750 tons, 0.75. Oops. Okay. Advanced spinal mount. That's the same I use as anti-ship missile. So we'll just say spinal. There we go. And company name. That's going to be Brooks Precision Arms. Alright, so there we go. So let's throw a few of these on there and see what we're looking at. So refresh tech. Lasers. So we've got the spinal. So we're going to pop that in there. And of course, don't have a beam fire control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. And then we're going to, real quick, design a beam fire control. So this doesn't have a very good range. That's unfortunate. Let's go in here and give it 4 times the range. That'll help a bit more. We probably need to spec more into beam fire control range. Oh, do we actually have... Oh, crap, I didn't know that. Shit. I mean, I don't think it's going to matter too much, but I might swap out some of those weapons for better weapons. I completely forgot the fire control. You can actually amp it up by making it bigger. You can give it more tracking speed. So we'll probably do that at some point. I don't know if I'll do it off camera, or we'll probably do it before we build them at least, because we'll have new tech and stuff. But we'll see. So with this, yeah, because that's the max range it'll go. Oof. That's rough. Alright, so we'll call this the beam fire control. It is a 250,000 kilometer, 10K speed, 0.2K tons. Alright. And I'm giving company name. And into that. So we will refresh tech. Grab us another beam fire control. We'll give ourselves 2 of those. Thinking 1 for the spinal mount. And then for the turret, since we have 6 turrets, I'll probably want... What? 2 for 3 or 3 for 2? I think I'll go 3 for 2. So 3 different beamfire controls, 2 Gauss cannons each, and then 1 for the main spinal mount. And it'll serve as a backup as well when it's close in. Alright. And then from here, we need to throw on the Gauss quads, because I don't think we currently have those. Yeah, we didn't add those. So Gauss cannon, turret, 3, 4. That's quite a few, but I mean, this is a battleship, so we want quite a few of these guys. And for those, I'm going to give them each 1 beam control. Yeah, we'll just give them one for all of the PD, because we're not too worried about losing that. If we do, we can swap it over to one of the spares. All right. So there's all that. We need to make sure we do throw on some fuel and some more engines to really fill this thing up. So we'll go for ultra large. So that's the biggest, right? Yeah, ultra large is the biggest. Fuel. Where is... Oh, we also need to build a reactor, but we'll focus on that here in a second. 2 ultra larges. What's that look like? 88 billion. Yeah, that's pretty decent range. And then throw on some more engines. So we're like at 2,000. Ooh, that's pretty slow. I want to at least be 5,000. Oh, we're running out of room. Shoot. Alright, so what are we going to start stripping off first? Well, first thing is we probably don't need nearly as much armor, honestly. So that cuts it down quite a bit and helps with speed. And then we'll throw on some more maintenance equipment. Let's see, maintenance, storage. Jesus. Do we need some more engineering spaces? Whew. This is one heavy ship. I think we need larger maintenance spaces as well. So a few of those, and then large maintenance storage. A few of those. Alright, 2 years is about where I want it, so that's good. And we're above 4,000, which that's fine. And let's see, where's our range? I want to make sure we still have okay range. 72 billion, that's all right. That's not great, but that's, I mean, that'll get us across Seoul. So, all that's left is a power plant. So let's build one of those. Design tech. Power plant. There we go. Tokamak. Not too worried about boost. So, how much power do we need? I'm completely clueless. So we're going to start with this. Start with a simple. We're going to want to have a few of these as backups anyways. And we're not going to want to go that crazy big. Go with 2.5. That gives us a decent amount of power. So let's instant that. Tokamak is the biggest one, yeah. And then we'll toss a few of the Tokamaks in there. Oh, gotta refresh tech. There we go. Throw on extra 2 for just measure. Good measure. And then let's see. Let's get us a little more fuel. Because I would like to be able to go pretty far with this thing without having to take a freighter with us. There we go. And still got 4,000. Deployment time needs to go up to 2 years, so that's 24. So yeah, we're still just about at, and maintenance, so let's get a little bit more maintenance supplies. Exactly 2 years, perfect. One more engine. Oh, perfect. Almost 100 billion, perfect. So yeah. Looks like this ship is good to go. If you see any problems with it, make sure to leave a comment down below. But otherwise, that'll be the end of this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.